Greetings all, Shane Bruce, Restomod Daisy with a project update for you. We're working hard here at the Restomod development facility because that's all we know how to do is work hard. Unfortunately, we're also very slow. So this project's been here for a while. It is one of the two-gun packages that I do occasionally, a father-son combination. Let's take a look at the gun that's actually ready to go, the 105 buck. This came in looking like a standard buck with a standard butt stock, no forearm. The standard Red Ryder mainspring package, what we've done to it is, of course, put a better looking set of stocks on it. Let's tip her over and give you a peek here. It's got pretty good curl in the butt and really tight curl in the forearm. Very nicely done. Let's flip her over. It's basically a gun with two girlfriend sides. Both sides of the piece look really nice. It's also been fireblued as per direction by the customer, and we've pulled the factory spring stop out, which is also utilized as a rear sight on the original buck in order to be able to employ the Model 25 flip peep on the backside. Now, this little guy is basically a Grandpa Jim special with about a 3/4 stock. Another variation on this is the fact that instead of using a Model 499 spring with a very light pull for very small kids, this one actually has got a Cobalt 327 packed into it along with a 764 overbore air tube, and this little rascal's running about 337 average. So by Restomod development standards, it is in fact a thumper. I cut a few cans with it last night. First string of cans ran 91 rounds before I managed to get a cut, but I was doing that with the original buck rear sight on it, which for my poor old eyes I never could pick up. After I flipped it and subbed in the spring anchor and installed the Model 25 flip peep rear, did a lot better. I blew it off the retaining ring at round number 28, and it was late in the evening, so I said, hey, we're done for the day. The gun above it is a Model 1938B Red Ryder. Let's pull the roll stamp up. Oh, the forearm fell off because it's not attached fully. You can see there that it is a 1938B Red Ryder out of Rogers, Arkansas. Standard gun. This gun was a Christmas story gun that the customer bought to have converted to match up with the buck. And I wanted to show the viewership one of the reasons why I'm so damn slow. You'll notice there's a set of stocks sitting below the gun. And when I finally got done with those stocks, I decided they weren't quite up to snuff. The forearm is a classic example of the girlfriend side. Ooh, it looks nice. You want to take that one home. Oh, it's so sweet. But when you flip it over, oh my God, it's the mother-in-law. There's hardly any curl in it at all. It's one of those things you really don't know until you do it, how it's going to turn out. So the forearm was moderately acceptable, but the butt stock thoroughly fooled me. I thought it was a lot more curl in here than there actually turned out to be. So this one has gone into the not quite good enough to ship pile. We'll figure out something to do with it later. And as a result, I cut a secondary set of stocks, which I believe is going to end up being much nicer. It's got equally strong curl on both sides of the forearm, and the butt stock, I believe to be acceptable. In other words, there's two girlfriend sides. There's no mother-in-law side and a girlfriend side. There's in fact only girlfriend sides. Now, the stocks that are currently on the gun have been stained, but they have not been oiled, have not been polished, so it's technically not done yet. About another week or so before we can get this thing out of here and head home. This was also re-equipped with a Cobalt 327 spring, 764 air tube, factory abutment, factory shot tube. And this guy went from an as-received speed of about 255. Well, that's what she was averaging with the stock configuration. By the time we put the hot rod parts in it, it's now running 344. And at 344 average, and it had a few rounds that were over 350, so we're going to call this one a super thumper because I believe it's going to wear in pretty damn well. Anyway, that's an example of gun sets that I like to build. I have not built a grandfather, father, son gun set yet. That would be a triple. I'm looking forward to doing one of those here pretty soon since I am a grandfather now. I probably ought to get on a stick on that and get that built. But these are good examples of Slim Jim stocks with moderate length forearms on current production guns. Both guns have been fireblued, and as you can see, let me get that shook off real quick. As you can see, it's not a bad look. It's not a chemical blue, but it's It's a blue, and it really allows you to read the roll stamps because there's no paint clogging stuff up. So that's an update for today. They both have fiber optic front sights on them. All Restomods, of course, have steel butt plates. This is a OEM metal lever, straight lever, because Daisy doesn't offer straight metal levers anymore. You can get a curved metal lever from them, but not a straight metal lever. So that was kind of like a retro part that went on the youngsters gun. And I'm hoping that the customer enjoys this. They should, and it should lead to a lot of backyard fun for him and his boy. Well, kids, that's all we've got for you today. This is Shane Bruce with Restomod Daisy, signing off.